we're gonna have to talk to Seamus maybe and figure out a good Christmas conspiracy for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asked me if I should do an episode on Krampus. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Joe, you know that?
he's like a monster that like eats the bad kids or whatever. Scary dude.
Yeah, someone said it was the anti-Santa. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know what it is.
I have
Yeah.
never heard of him or
Oh,
her, or
it's like
whatever
a
that is.
German folklore. It's like this scary beast monster. It's not, yeah.
Joe, you're in Connecticut. Have you ever heard of a melon head? Have you ever heard of that? It's supposedly around in Fairfield County. Some type of creatures that live underground. It's a conspiracy type thing. I was just wondering if you ever heard of that.
No, I've not heard of that. That freaks me out.
Yeah, I'll send you a link later. All right, say that we get into the show.
Wait, before we do,
yeah,
let me just share something with you.
All right.
Ah!
What is that? Is
that is Krampus.
Oh my
Krampus.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrifying, right?
I've
Merry
never
Christmas.
seen that. Yeah. Welcome back, Morts. Tonight we are going beyond here at To Conspiracies and Beyond. It's fight night in the animal kingdom. Let's see who will win.
So we chose 16 different land animals. We weren't going to involve sharks and stuff like that because it would get too confusing. And we're going to see in a NCAA tournament style bracket who will come out on top. And when I was doing all the research, Jedi, a couple of these animals I just like threw in at the end. I'm like, I'm looking for one more, could potentially win. And some of the ones I thought that were going to win, I don't even know if they're going to get out of the first round. The more I researched animals, the more I kind of learned about them.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised that some of the ones that I had, they wouldn't win. So it's like
right. So most of these matchups could never happen because they are in different regions of the world. But we thought it'd just be kind of fun to see what would happen in these matchups. So I said we get right into it. So we're gonna have Jetai, Joe, and I. We're gonna talk about each one of these matchups, and we'll give a little insight to what we think would happen in majority rules. So if this animal gets 2 votes, they move on to round 2. So you want to start off with the lion versus the muskox, Jetai?
Sure.
All right, so I'll talk about the lion for a second. Jetai will talk about the muskox, and then we'll talk about the battle. So lions can get up to 420 pounds, and they could be 6 to 7 feet long. They're native to Africa and India. They have a deep chest and a round head, and they're very flexible. And we know that they're the king of the jungle. Joe, that's your favorite animal?
It is my absolute favorite animal. I when you told me you were doing the animal kingdom tonight, I got so excited. I watch hours and hours of especially lion videos, but I love watching African animals especially. And a funny story, my wife was on a Zoom call and somebody was talking about Animal Kingdom. And they were like, it's really good. And my wife goes, oh, she goes, my husband's really into that. She goes, is that the lion documentaries? And they were like, no, it's a crime drama starring Ellen Barkin. What are you talking about?
So do you know lions sleep basically as much as cats? They sleep 20 hours a day. It says
lazy animals.
They sleep for 20. They walk for a couple and they eat for an hour or 2. And you know what's amazing to me to think about? All these wild animals, they eat their prey every day. And it's just crazy to me to think about all the animals that must be out there for the animals are constantly killing each other to eat. It's wild that it's just how like the circle of life. They're killing one animal's killing another animal's killing another animal. It's freaking crazy what it must be like.
And we live through that every day.
I know.
Well,
And
so real quick, there's about 10,000 lions on the planet. And there are herds of water buffalo, which is one of the things they hunt. Some of those herds are 500,000 deep.
Wow.
So, I mean, again, lions don't eat every day. They try. They fail 3 in 10 on their hunts. I'm a nerd. I really know a lot about lions. I'm sorry. But yeah,
doesn't the lioness do all the work?
the lionesses do all the hunting, and the male's job is to mark the territory and patrol, keep hyenas away. They kill cheetahs. They consider them like big competitors, so they'll stomp on one of those. But
so just like the Lion King cartoon, huh?
So do you know that lions don't have great stamina? They basically have to go after their prey with one little try, and then if they can't get it, they're just exhausted.
Yeah, well, so that's why they work in groups, because they are very smart about like pinning down and sort of trapping their prey so it can't get away, and then they attack it as a group. They don't generally hunt alone. If you're hunting alone, it's because you're a male lion and you lost your pride, and now you're living a nomadic life like a bum, and you're probably eating wild boars.
Right. And don't they attack from like the rump, and they go up and they try to bite the neck?
Oh yeah. Most of these animals, I think we're talking about, that's their main modus operandi, is to get the neck, or especially the front of the neck, and cut your windpipe.
Yeah. So Jetai, when I first started listing the animals, I'm like, okay, well, obviously the lion is going to win this whole thing. But then I do see there's some crazy competition here.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. In this case, I think the musk ox would beat the lion, just because on one, the lion would need his pride to take the musk ox down. Don't you think?
Well, I think we have Joe, do you have that video of the musk ox just like ramming his head?
Oh, look at the other ones come running.
He's just ramming this wooden pole attached to a fence like it's nothing. So how would you describe a musk ox?
Well, they're big, strong, live between 12 to 20 year lifespan. They're considered part of the Bovidae family, which includes cattle, bison, buffalo, and antelopes. They're hoofed mammals, and they have curved, pointed horns. There are 2 types, and they're the largest land animal. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's elephants. But yeah,
but I've seen those horns before, like hang on a wall or something. You know what I mean, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, is that from the musk ox?
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have anything else in the musk ox? Is that pretty much it? And then we can talk about the battle.
Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
I didn't know how much you were going into it.
Oh, well, that's fine. Now, Joe, like you said, the lions, they like to go together in a pack. And
that is true. But that said, I have seen a large male lion attack a water buffalo, a full-on male water buffalo. And I mean, it'll take a little bit, but inevitably he'll take it down and he'll kill it. If a push comes to shove, he needs food. Again, especially when you lose your pride, you're like off. You go nomadic. Right. You're living on the edge of territory. If you have a chance to take something like that down, you're doing it. And so I would say it would be a battle. I literally just watched a water buffalo and a lion today, and this thing was mauling the lion pretty good. But the lion eventually bit him on his face and just took him down and eventually suffocated him to death.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
bloodied and stuff. But yeah, it was crazy.
I feel like the lion is probably more tested and does this more often than a musk ox would. Like the lions are probably battling all the time and killing prey as much as they possibly can. What does a muskox eat and stuff? Is that a herbivore or?
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they eat grass. They're
Yeah,
grazers.
it's so funny how like our list here, there is a lot of grass eaters and stuff like a
They're also
gorilla.
notoriously stupid.
Right.
Like a lion will attack them, they'll get away, run about 10 feet, and start eating again. Like they don't realize he's probably coming back.
Right, right.
Yeah. He's not done with you. He already got a taste of your hide.
but
So
could
Joe-
a lion survive without their pride? I don't
Yes.
think so. They could.
Yeah. Yeah. A male lion would definitely. I mean, again, it would be a battle, but a male lion could take a muskox out.
And almost any of these battles we're gonna talk about, like on any given day, basically any of them could beat any of them. We're just saying like percentage wise. You go with the lion, Joe?
Yeah.
Jedi, what about you? You with the muskox?
No. I think, well,
I talked her into it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
I think I was actually going to go with the lion anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah,
Oh, I
and
swear to God.
those were two lions. I don't know, fighting or playing, but you'd be much more afraid of a lion, even though muskox has those horns. So I think the lion moves on to round 2. So let's go to the next. Let's go to the next matchup. This is kind of funny. Some of these matchups are so funny just to picture it happening. And Joe, you're probably excited to hear these because you don't know where this is going, really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
basically, how we do this show is we come up with a topic and we might send Joe some clips to play for us. But you're going in blind every time.
Totally
basically.
blind. Yeah. Yep.
All right, so let's talk about the gorilla. Joe, show the clip of the gorilla at the zoo breaking one of the glass.
As she looks at the male gorillas. Now, one of the gorillas, known as Kajito here at the zoo, charges to the glass and breaks through the first of 3 layers of protective glass. And you can hear that reaction there. Now, the zoo.
Could you imagine being on the other side of that glass?
I'm scared watching that.
You know what pisses me off when there's a child or something that falls into the gorilla exhibit and they have to kill the gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, that's such bullshit. I mean, the gorilla didn't do anything wrong. It's just sitting there.
I thought they tranquilize it. No, they actually kill the gorilla.
The last time it happened, they killed the gorilla.
Oh,
Yeah, they have to do stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, that kind of sucks for the animals. So a gorilla can be up to 500 pounds. It's known for his really has a really good bite, almost more than any other animal in the animal kingdom. They only eat plants and berries, stuff like that. They walk on their knuckles. They can run about 25 miles an hour. And some people say that they could if they did a bench press, they could bench press up to 3,000 or 4,000 pounds. They're as strong as 10 men. Yeah, it's basically it. And I'm talking about, when we talk about these animals, we're going to talk about the biggest one. Like if we talk about a gorilla, we're mentioning the silverback gorilla. If we talk about a tiger, it's a Siberian tiger. We're going to talk about the biggest ones that there are. So that's basically the gorilla. What do you have, Jedi?
well, the crocodile, I beg to differ regarding the gorilla's bite.
Yeah.
Crocodile has the strongest bite of any animal in the world. 3,700 pounds per square feet of bite force. So, does your gorilla do that?
No. I did see that the 10 strongest bites in the animal kingdom, the top 3 are 3 different type of crocodiles, and number 4 might surprise you. We're going to get into that animal later.
Yep, they're not only that, they have sharp teeth. They're fast and can, fast at short distances. They have excellent eyesight, especially at night. And there are sometimes cannibals, which I didn't know.
Really?
Yes.
Joe knew that.
Cannibal, yeah, they alligators will definitely, especially crocodiles. That's very common in Africa. Is that they'll eat each other? Yeah,
That's
it's a
crazy.
vicious
Yeah.
animal. A weird thing too. They can't chew, so they bite off, and then they do their death spin to rip the
Yeah.
piece of meat off, and then they swallow it whole.
Yeah, the one thing
Oh
I
my
know about
goodness.
alligators is if they run after you, you want to zigzag when you're running. They can't like maneuver.
Yeah, because of the way their head shaped.
Yeah.
It's yeah. That's a real, I mean, their bite is definitely I mean, I've seen them take water buffalo down and drag them into the water and then pull it under, drown it, and then start tearing it to shreds. And again, unfortunately for alligators, like you'll score a big score like that, and then it takes them a really long time to tear the meat off. And
Yeah.
so all the other alligators or crocodiles start coming at it, and they end up sharing it, and they get
Yeah.
really pissed and they start fighting.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh. They can
they-
go up to 23 feet and weigh over a ton. So I don't think the gorilla, I mean, he pales in comparison to a crocodile as in size.
May I defend the gorilla for a minute? The gorilla is highly intelligent. Here's a fact: 90% of gorillas are used to human contact. Even ones that live in the wild, they take safari tours out, and the gorillas will puff out their chest, and they're only doing that to each other. They don't even acknowledge that humans are there. If you make a move at them, though, they'll tear your arm off.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
it's
naturally they're gentle, right? Gentle
yeah, they
creatures.
eat fruit mostly
Right.
and plants. Yeah, they're very, very mild mannered unless you, again, I think like most animals, especially mama bears, but like a silverback gorilla, if you go near his family or look at him, he will tear you to shreds.
Yeah, I did see a story in the early 1900s. A silverback gorilla picked a guy up, and they said he ripped his head and his arm off. Like it
Oh
wouldn't
my
even
gosh.
sound. It wouldn't even sound like real life, and that really happened. Probably rip it off like nothing.
Do you know the Carla Nash story with the chimpanzee from
Oh.
Yes.
Connecticut? Oh my
Yes.
God, yeah. I lived
That-
in this state. That was nuts.
Yeah,
Oh
basically
my
ripped,
gosh.
ate her face. Basically,
Yes. It tore her face off and ate
Yeah.
it after, like it would like rip off.
yeah.
Crazy.
What provoked it? Because before it was a pet, right? And all of a sudden it
Yeah.
got aggressive.
I'm gonna tell you a quick funny story. Many years ago, I dated a girl with a monkey, a cute little like the monkey from Friends. It wore clothes the whole nine. And the first time we went out, she was like, "Hey, listen, when you come over, just one thing, don't look the monkey in the eyes." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, of course." And so I got over there. She had really long, pretty hair, and she needed to like throw some whatever in it. And she was like, "I need a couple minutes," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And this thing was wearing like overalls, the monkey, and he was like tied to a leash, and he looked at me, and he was doing like a "Arr," getting all mad, and he started pulling on the leash like he was going to try to snap it off its attachment, and I was like, "What is this thing, crazy?" And he turned and looked at me, and I stared him dead in the eyes, and this thing went berserk. And
my
oh, dude,
gosh.
he was coming. He was like trying to snap it off really bad. I ended up waiting in the car.
Wow.
And she walks in, she goes, "Oh my gosh," she goes, "Did you look him in the eye?" And I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what set him off. No idea.
Yeah, I mean the thing that the gorilla has going for him is his smarts. You know what I mean? They're what 98% of humans.
Yeah.
But how could he take down the croc?
Yeah, exactly. Especially in water. If the gorilla was standing next to a water of a pond or whatever,
Yeah.
the crocodile would take him down and drag him in, right?
So I watched the video of a baboon whose baby got snatched by an alligator, and these two baboons attacked the alligator and eventually got the baby out of the mouth of the alligator. And what happened was the mother also had her hand bitten off in the fight, and as she carried the baby away, it was dead.
Oh man.
Wow.
I guess my point is the alligator probably does win.
Yeah.
And this is
Kind of
exactly,
long story short, yeah.
this is exactly what I'm talking about, Jedi. When I started making this list, I'm like, okay, the finals will be the gorilla verse, and I'm like, let's just throw the croc in, and it's like the croc. I agree. I don't see how the alligator. I mean, I don't see how the gorilla could ever get an upper hand, really. And you know what else they say? Since the herbivores and the carnivores, they're designed differently. So, like if you bit a lion, you wouldn't really see him bleed. The gorilla's like tight fitting skin, and he'll bleed just like us if you get scraped. So if he gets bit, he could bleed out. Not like if you bit a lion, it'd be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give it to the croc. All right, so let's go down to the next bracket. This is a weird one.
Did you just say let's get rid of the croc?
I'm sorry. No, let's move on.
Right. No, you meant the ape is out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Ape is out. Gorilla is out.
I did
Gorilla's
say
out.
that. I did say that, but I did circle the croc, so we're good.
All right.
All right. So the next matchup here, I'm gonna go with my Anaconda Jedi. And Joe,
Anaconda.
I didn't send you any clips because I am so grossed out by snakes.
You are.
Oh yeah, especially. So an anaconda can be up to 30 feet long, weigh up to 550 pounds. I couldn't believe when I saw that stat. They're located basically in Africa. They're non-venomous, so they can't kill you with a bite, but we know that they suffocate you and squeeze you. And I've seen some videos where, like pictures where people owned anacondas as pets, and they ended up turning on them, and they basically squeezed them and ate them whole, basically. They have a small head that they protect. If something's attacking them, they'll wrap their whole body around their head to protect their head because it's so vulnerable. And it could be the most powerful creature on earth.
Gary Larson has done some really funny cartoons about snakes turning on their humans in The Far Side.
Oh,
have you guys seen
that
those?
comic. Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and again, you'll see where like the alligator's just like it looks like the person that owned it inside its stomach.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite cartoons.
I did see a Far Side cartoon. I don't know if you've seen this one. It showed this guy. He had the stuffed bear in his wall, and the bear was like this, like and they showed the picture of him killing it, and the bear was like bent over, drinking out of a stream. And he was like, it was on one of those, the Far Side calendars where there's something for every day. It was on one of those. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
So Jedi, who do we have up against the Anaconda?
I think it's the Jaguar.
No.
No?
No. The Hippo.
The Hippo. Okay.
That's the one, Joe. We were going to ask you what you had for Hippo, for some stats, or a little bit about it.
Let me tell you a little bit about hippos. Again, an animal from sub-Saharan Africa, although there is a bit of a problem in Colombia because Pablo Escobar had a couple, and he put them out in a lake, and they're everywhere now. And they wrecking the environment. But these things are between 2,700 and 3,200 pounds. Male and female. They're very territorial. They will go after boaters. They also sometimes, if an alligator attacks like an antelope or a water buffalo and pulls it into the water, if it is disturbing the hippo, sometimes the hippo will go over and bite the alligator to help the animal that's being attacked. Like, hippos are crazy. Hippos will also, if they live in areas where there's a lot of hippos in the same like riverbed, if your baby kind of wanders over like, hey, how's it going? It'll drown your baby.
Wow.
They're nasty. They're vicious. Yeah. They go at night. They go inland. They eat grass. They have to eat a lot of grass to sustain that big fat body. Hippopotamus, by the way, comes from the Chinese for river horse. Did you know that?
I've heard of the river
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
So we have two videos. We have to show both these videos, Joe. Do you have the two I sent you in the hippo? One with the watermelons, how it
Yep.
chews it like a grape, and then we got to get the boat one. So the trainer's feeding the hippo a full watermelon. He just chews it like a grape. It just like breaks in a million pieces. And Joe, do you have the one with the hippos chasing the boat?
Yes, I do. You're gonna have to
The-
hang on one quick
Yeah.
second for it, but yes.
Jetai, the
Hang on.
size of this thing's head.
It's coming.
Yeah, they kill 500 people a year in Africa.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine if that thing was coming at you, a hippo?
I would cry.
Their skin is super thick. A lot of the times lions will attack them. And eventually they get away a lot because they're able to eventually run off. Their skin is so thick. It's not, again, unless they can like pin it down, or get like an older one or like a younger female. A pride of lions will definitely take out a hippo.
Really?
Anaconda though is like crazy.
I know. I don't even know where to start on this one. Because actually, the anacondas like to use the water to their advantage. And this is one of the creatures that it might not be that much of an advantage because the hippo can go in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, hippos are really territorial. Anything that's in their area is like, yeah, you don't want to piss off a hippo. They're really
Maybe
mean.
it's a tie.
I know, like, where do we even begin here? Like, I'm trying to picture the matchup.
I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a hippo versus snake in my life. And I watch a lot of these videos. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I mean, again, if a snake rolls up on you, an anaconda, once it like wraps around you, you're donezo. The only animal that would be able to get away from that, and I know we're talking about him later on, is the honey badger.
Yeah.
Nobody else is taking out an anaconda, I don't think. I'm gonna have to go with the anaconda over the hippo. Hate to do it.
Well, I'm just thinking if the hippo could get a couple bites on him, that's the only way you're going to get an anaconda.
Yeah. Their bite is a little less than, but very strong, like an alligator's. The PSI is like they'll do some damage. Lions don't, like, again, a lion would only jump one from behind. They would never come at it front first. I've seen them actually eat hippos alive from the back end.
Who?
Oh
What?
my gosh.
What, a
A
lion?
lion. Lions will eat like hippos from behind.
I'm just trying to think of this. I mean,
Todd
Jetai,
hates
what-
that stuff.
I know. No, I really do. I love
you did
animals.
say you hate the kills. Yeah, they're so
Oh.
beautiful, but it's
I
you know what it is? I got super into genetics and like the beginning of humanity and like how we evolved and stuff. And I thought a lot about like, how did early humans survive Africa?
Right.
Because the tigers and lions back then were bigger and meaner and like woolly mammoths. Like, that was you know what I mean? Like, how did
Yeah.
they survive that? And I got super into that. And that's just turned me on to just being fascinated that this happens on a daily basis. You know, like in Africa, it's like same as it ever was, just lions chasing animals, and hyenas scavenging in the vault. I mean, it's a circle of life, really is.
I know.
Yeah.
And how their instincts know, like for instance, if a lion was born without any parents or something and he wasn't taught, he would know to kill the same way lions kill.
Oh,
how
when
do
they
you
take
know?
when they get lions that are born in captivity and eventually release it into the wild, it takes them about 5 minutes to jump something from behind and eat it like they've been there their whole lives.
Yeah,
And they'll immediately start marking territory. Oh yeah, it's in them. They just know.
Instinct.
Did you ever see that video of the two guys that had the lion as a pet and they brought it into the jungle and they went and visited it years later and the lion ran up to him and he was like hugging him and
Yeah, I saw
They're
that.
weird animals. I've also seen lions sometimes take in baby antelopes and nurse them for several months and then let it free, only to probably eventually run it down and eat it. But weird stuff in nature.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I am gonna go with the hippo here. Part of it is just when I saw the hippopotamus at the zoo in Florida, I could not believe it was real. It was unbelievably big, and I'm just thinking maybe it would find a way to get a few bites out of this thing before it strangled them.
Hippos have been around for 55 million years.
Really?
In very much that very similar form.
Wow.
Wow. I'm going with the hippo because I don't see an anaconda wrapping and breaking its neck or anything like that. Because don't they have strong neck muscles as well?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They'll flip a lion with that head.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that video of him chasing the boat. Imagine being in the boat. There's tons of videos online if people want to check them out of hippopotamuses like swimming and trying to get people in boats. That's pretty horrifying. And a lot of them are in speedboats, and that's the only way they were getting away.
Yeah, they're fast
God.
too. I mean, they don't mess around. Hippos are scary.
Yeah, water horse, right?
So this next matchup is another one that would never really happen, but it's kind of fun to think about. All right, so I'm going to go here with the do I have it written down? I think I do. Oh, yeah. So we got the eagle. And Joe, play the video of this eagle taking down a deer like it's nothing.
Oh
I mean,
my
that is this eagle just takes down a deer. I mean, it's probably what, Joe, 70, 80-pound deer?
I've seen them lift adult rams off the side of a mountain, drop it. It hits, falls, hits some rocks, scoop it back up, claw it, lift it, drop it again until it's dead, and then just peck it away and eat it.
Well, and you said earlier, who were you saying has 8 times the sight of humans? What were we talking about earlier?
Lions.
Yeah, so the same thing as eagles. So eagles can see their prey from far away, and they're only about 15 pounds. That's what's so impressive about them picking that deer up. And they have hooked beaks that can rip the flesh from prey. They have muscular legs and sharp talons, and it eats fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals.
Ugh.
So Jetai, yours is going to be the jaguar.
Yeah, and that's the one I am not too sure about. Yeah.
Watch. This is the jaguar sneaking up on the crocodile.
I've seen this before, Todd. It's one of my favorite videos.
Yeah. It sneaks up on him.
Oh.
Teeth right into the back of the neck. And he carries them away like it's a loaf of bread.
Wow.
Yeah, back through the alligator-infested water. That's how much jaguars don't give a. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
Jetai, when I was saying earlier, I saw the top 10 strongest bites. The top 3 were all different forms of crocodiles. Number 4, the strongest bite for any mammal on Earth is a jaguar.
Oh, wow. Well, it took down the croc or alligator, so
Yeah,
I believe it.
So, Joe, right? Do you think that was instant death, or do you think it was alive when he was walking away with it when he bit the crocodile?
I don't think it was instant death, but yeah, I mean, again, that thing won't last long. I actually watched 2 otters kill a caiman crocodile the other day.
What?
Otters. How did they figure that out?
2 otters killed a caiman crocodile. I was blown away by that.
So this was just kind of a crazy matchup that we kind of to throw in because I wanted to include the eagle. But do we all disagree that when it comes down to it, the jaguar would kill the eagle? Or are you guys not so sure?
I'm not so sure because the
jaguars are kind of smaller cats too, Jetai. You know what I mean? They're not a bigger cat. And I think if an eagle came up and surprised it, got the talons in behind the neck, started pecking, lifted it up off the ground. Again, it's not a very heavy animal. Right. I think an eagle could potentially kill a jaguar. However, if a jaguar snuck up on an eagle, it would destroy that thing in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I am going to go with the Jaguar.
Yeah, like I said, on any given day, any of these animals could kill the other animal, but in the long run, I think like 8 out of 10 times we take the Jaguar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the other side of the bracket here. This is a great matchup. We probably should have saved this for later. I don't even know. I have no idea which way to go on this, but so I got the Rhino Jetai. I don't think I sent you a Rhino clip, did I, Joe?
No Rhino clip, but I do love rhinos.
Yeah, so rhinos are located in Africa and some parts of Asia. They weigh up to 5,000 pounds and up to 15 feet long. They have 2 horns on their snout, and their front horn can be 3 feet long. I was thinking about that, 3 feet long for that front horn. And Jetai, who do you think their biggest predators are? Who do you think goes after them the most? And I bet you Joe knows this.
Lions.
No, what do you say, Joe?
I think the animals they skirmish with the most, I would say, are buffalo and elephants.
It's kind of a trick question. Humans, how they poach. They poach.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, the last gray elephant on Earth is going to die soon, and they tried to mate him with 2 other ones, but he's like 70 years old, and these 2 females are in their 40s, and they're just not feeling it.
Really?
And yeah, they're like, no, he's the last guy on Earth, but he's disgusting. Yeah. And so no thanks. And so this poor thing is like living out his final days, and yeah, they've tried in vitro fertilization with the females, and it's not sticking. So when he dies, that will literally be the end. Yeah, that's so sad. Dude, that ivory horn, man, it's funny. They've actually, over the years now, most of them have evolved to where the horn is much smaller. Same thing with elephant tusks on elephants, just as animals that have smaller tusks are less likely to be targeted, and their genetics are more likely to be passed on, and we're slowly seeing the tusks receding.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
It was kind of. I don't know how that happens. That's just
genetics.
Strange, but yeah,
if all the green-eyed people died, in 5 years, everybody would have blue eyes. I mean, green would be gone. It's as simple as that. Big tusked animals aren't reproducing. It's the smaller tusked ones because they're not as desired by poachers.
Yeah, and it was kind of sad when I heard that they're so easily poached. They just get them when they're in a stream drinking water. And the horns were used for traditional medicine in Asia and for dagger handles in Yemen. And it eats trees and bushes and fruit. Its skin is like armor as well. A rhino. So Jetai, you have the this is the elephant.
Yeah, the largest land animal. There's 2 types, African and Asian, and for African there's 2 species, savanna and forest. I believe the savanna is the largest of the 2, and they do have tusks made out of ivory, and as we discussed, they are hunted for this reason. And in this fight, I would think the elephant would win because they can weigh up to 8 tons and grow up to 13 feet tall. So I don't see how the rhino would win in sheer size comparison to the elephant.
It's funny because I showed this whole list to a guy I work with today, and I said, out of these 16, who do you think will win? And he looked at it, he goes, the rhino. I'm like, really? I'm not even sure if we'll get out of the first round. But he's like, that you can't survive if you get hit with that horn, he said.
That's so unfortunately, when they battle, when they fight themselves, they basically just stick the horns into each other's horns, and they push back and forth until one of them decides he's not strong enough and he quits, and you give up your territory and off you go. I just watched the video the other night of an elephant who was heading to the water hole with his family, and there was a rhino kind of hanging around, and the elephant picked up a stick with its trunk and threw it at the rhino. and the rhino
Yeah.
started to run off, and it stopped, and then the lion literally ran over and put its tusks in and like knocked the son of a gun over, and then it ran off into the woods.
Hey Joe,
Definitely elephant.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that video of the elephant? They put the paintbrush in his trunk and he draws a painting of an elephant. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. They're very smart.
Yeah.
They hold grudges. They will go after. So lions do sometimes attack elephants, especially calves. If they catch a calf by itself, he's donezo. The elephants will go and seek revenge. They also do like almost a ceremony when an elephant's killed.
They have a funeral, right?
They
have
do
a
funeral
funeral
session. Yeah. And some people would say they bury their dead, but they don't. They do. They will pick up dirt, and as a group, all like when like you go to a funeral and you like throw some dirt on the coffin. The participants aren't like putting it in the ground and shoveling it, and you just ceremonially. That's what they do. They'll literally throw dirt on a fallen comrade,
like last respects or something.
Yeah, very emotional.
Yeah. All right, so we get the elephant here. So the next one, Joe, have you seen this honey badger video? It's like this is probably like 10 years old. So we it's like 3 or 4 minutes. We cut it down to about a minute. Definitely the most fearless animal. Let's take a look at that video.
The honey badger has been referred to by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most fearless animal in all of the animal kingdom. It really doesn't give a shit. If it's hungry, it's hungry. Ew, what's that in its mouth? Oh, it's got a cobra? Oh, it runs backwards? Now watch this. Look, a snake's up in the tree. Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants. Whenever it's hungry, it just, ew, and it eats snakes? Oh my god, watch it dig. Look at that digging. The honey badger is really pretty badass. They have no regard for any other animal whatsoever. Look, and it's just grunting and, ew, eating snakes? Ew, what's that, a mouse? Oh, that's nasty. Oh, they're so nasty. Ooh, look, it's chasing things and eating them. The honey badgers have a fairly long body, but a distinctly thick-set, broad shoulders, and, their skin is loose, allowing them to move about freely, and they twist around. Now look, here's a house full of bees. You think the honey badger cares? It doesn't give a shit. It goes right into the house of bees to get some larvae. How disgusting is that? It eats larvae. Ew, that's so nasty. But look, the honey badger doesn't care. It's getting stung like 1,000 times. It doesn't give a shit. It's hungry. It doesn't care about being stung by bees. Nothing can stop the honey badger when it's hungry. Oh, what a crazy fuck. Look.
Joe, I saw a videotape of 2 lions like trying to like bite a honey badger. Didn't even like care. You're just like walking around. It was bizarre.
Hyenas will generally bite anything and then eventually take it down in a pack. They work the same way lions do, and they absolutely will not screw with honey badgers. And you want to talk about evolution. Cheetahs, which are preyed upon by both lions and hyenas, their babies have evolved to look like this. From the top as they're going down. Do you see that baby? Do you see how much they look like honey badgers when they're babies? Yeah. The whole coloring and the fur on top looks like a honey badger.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
And there's really nothing else to say about a porcupine, the quills can't even penetrate the honey badger's skin. And on top of all that, they have this anal gland that releases a suffocating, terrible smell that no attacker can take.
Oh my gosh.
So
I've watched a couple of different honey badgers get bitten by venomous snakes.
Yeah.
And then kill the snake and then take a nap for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and then they eat the snake. Nothing can take out a honey badger, dude. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, so who's his foe gonna be, Jetai?
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Wolverine they're the largest member of the weasel family. They have a strong sense of smell that they can smell prey 20 feet under snow. Their jaws can
Wow.
crush bones. They can run as fast as 30 miles per hour. And they can attack prey from the trees. So they can just swoop down and jump on something, their prey or whatever, human. They're about 20 to 55 pounds and 2 to 5 feet, including the tail. So, and they also are resistant to cold, and they're pretty fierce, but I don't know if they have the determination as a honey badger.
I don't think so. I just think, because I did do some research on the Wolverine myself, and it looks like the honey badger's skin is so much tougher. And it looks like they're about the same size, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. This one, I think, would be a tie for me.
I can't go against the honey badger.
I literally just pulled up a video called Wolverine versus Badger because somebody's broken that down video form. I just skipped to the end of the video. Honey Badger wins.
Yeah.
For exactly the reason you just said, Todd. Ultimately, the skin is just so thick on the Honey Badger that he would eventually break down the Wolverine. If he could get to its head, he'd be able to take him out.
That is so weird.
Yeah, so let's go to the next region here. Joe, you get that video of the two grizzly bears fighting or playing? Like, look at the muscles on these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a highly visual show. So if you want to hop over on YouTube to Conspiracies to Beyond, it's just two grizzly bears. And this 30,000, is it 30,000 grizzly bears in Alaska? And there's only about 1,500 in the other 48 states. I think they're in Montana and a few in Idaho. So they can weigh up to 800 pounds. And I thought they'd be taller. They can only get as tall as about 6.5 feet tall. They hibernate about 5 to 7 months a year. They can climb trees and they can run 30 miles an hour. And they eat everything: plants, grass, berries, meat, and they have razor sharp claws. So what do we got, Jedi? Who's he going up against?
The African buffalo. So the African buffalo, when they're wounded, they get aggressive and angry, and they're revenge seeking, which I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
They remember who attacks them.
But by the way, Jedi, I didn't know this is Joe's porn.
Oh yeah, dude, I know, man. I can't wait to tell my wife what tonight's episode was.
His
This
face
is hot.
Every time we bring up his face when we bring up an animal.
I believe the largest are found in Southern and East Asia. Their horns are fused at the base of their head, and it acts like a shield. And so that part right there is called a boss. And they're regarded as one of the most dangerous animals in Africa because they kill over 200 people a year.
Yes.
So
how would this fight go, Joe? I mean, this.
Okay, let me tell you one other thing about the water buffalo. They travel a really long way during the drought to go get water.
Mm-hmm.
They travel, I want to say like 300 miles, like over like a week span. So there's a lot of running, a lot of grazing. They get to the water, and the crocodiles are all out waiting for them. And so they'll slowly, the leader gets to the water. As soon as he starts drinking, they all throw caution to the wind, and they all go to the water, and they all start drinking, and the crocs come in, and they start biting them down. They all run off for a minute.
I've seen these
and
videos.
Then they all come back over, and they start drinking again. Their insatiable thirst. Another one will get taken in, and they'll all back off again. And then some young male will be like, water, I need water. And he goes down and he starts drinking it. When they hear the lapping of water, they can't help it. And they'll literally, they said it takes them about a week before they realize the danger's coming from the water. So again, a notoriously stupid animal, very strong, like you said, full of revenge. But a grizzly bear, if a grizzly bear wants to eat you, Jedi, he will rip your door down. He will climb in there, and he won't stop until he eats you. So I would say that a bear would definitely take down I mean, lions eat buffalo all the time. It's their biggest challenge. I definitely think a bear could take out a buffalo.
Have you ever seen the movie Grizzly Man?
No.
You never seen that?
No.
It's a documentary. A guy thinks he can live with grizzly bears, and he ultimately gets eaten. And
Good.
there is audio of it, and they don't play it for you, but they show some guy listening to it. He has his headphones in, he's just listening, and you can tell he must be just screaming and stuff. But yeah, he does get eaten. So it's called Grizzly Man. Look it up, Joe.
Oh my
I
god.
definitely will. That's awesome. Yeah. I was just watching a hunter who was like he crossbowed a bear. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I mean, congrats, I guess. I mean, I don't know, bro. Head to head, that thing would tear you to shreds. Bears are scary and
But
they're tough.
They say grizzly bears, people were shooting them like 20 times. It was just like nothing.
Yeah.
Like it was barely slowing them down.
Yeah. Again, really thick bodies and thick fur because they have to hibernate. And so especially that time of the year before hibernation, if you shoot one, I mean, he's at his thickest and fattest, and you would need like a head or a heart shot to kill it.
Yeah. So I'm in with the grizzly bear too, Jedi. So were you going to go with the grizzly bear or no?
Well, yeah, now Joe convinced me again.
Do you remember we did that episode when Todd did all the porn stars by memory?
Yes,
This really is my this is my porn.
Okay, so the final matchup here before the Elite Eight, we have the Siberian Tiger, which is in Far East Russia, China, and North Korea, 5 to 6 feet long. It's up to 700 pounds, and they're pretty close to extinct, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's big conservation efforts right now being put forth for Siberian tigers. Also, white Siberian tigers are fake. Those are only produced in captivity. That doesn't really happen. The white Siberian tiger.
So like you'd see
knows.
with like Siegfried and Roy, that's not real.
Those aren't real. No, those were crossbred to look that way, and they're genetically like, I almost want to say like retarded.
Well, that's why they're eating Siegfried and Roy.
Yes.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah. Why did that animal go off?
Yeah.
Well, because.
Yeah, and they also they try to sever the spine with their jaws and stuff to get animals. So that's the tiger, Jedi, and our final animal here is the leopard. You got anything on the leopard?
Well, they're solitary animals. They're pretty fast and agile. Smallest of the cats. Good swimmers and climbers. Can weigh up to anywhere from 46 to 200 pounds. Get up to 7 feet long. Great at camouflage. They're stealth hunters. So they ambush their predators like a ninja. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very quiet,
Yeah. So
can I tell you the scariest part of leopards?
What?
They spend most of their time in trees.
Yeah, I saw one go up into a tree when I was watching videos today.
They spend a lot of time in trees, and so animals are like on the ground looking around for cheetahs, and they just pounce out of the tree. Never even see it coming.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I watched a video today where a leopard was eating its prey and a lion came over. So the leopard just left and ran up a tree, and the lion, his whole family came over and just started eating his.
Yeah, that's the thing about leopards. They are scared. They'll run off from hyenas too. And they're fast, but they have short bursts of energy, and they need to rest after they eat. Hyenas hear the racket of the attack, and they immediately head. And then the vultures start coming in. Lions see vultures, and they're like, "Oh, dead something," and they all head out there. And if the cheetah can't get the carcass in a tree within about 2 minutes, he's probably going to lose his meal.
Yeah, when I was doing research today on the silverback gorilla, it said there's been plenty of cases where for some reason leopards scare them, and there's been a whole bunch of instances where they had gorilla carcass around a bunch of leopards. Just for some reason with their claws and stuff, they see for some reason the gorillas are afraid of them. But I think here we have the biggest cat against the smallest cat, so
I hate to
Tiger,
admit this,
yeah.
but yeah, tigers actually will beat lions, and lions easily will beat leopards. So a leopard would have no chance against the tiger.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
It's a bummer
right.
for the leopard. That's a tough bracket.
All right, so let's move on to the Elite Eight here. We have the lion versus the croc.
No, I think the croc would do it. One bite and that's it.
Is-
Total stalemate. Alligators will not attack lions. They are scared of lions. The only way an alligator or a crocodile will attack a lion is if the lion is in water. And lions don't really like going in water often because of crocodiles. But generally on land, it's a standstill. I have seen lions attack again in a pride
Right.
attack and destroy an alligator. Could one do it in a one-on-one matchup? That's a good question, Jetai. I don't know.
I mean, if they were just in the same place at the same time, I think the crocodile would do it, you know? I mean,
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of instances where I've seen a lion take out a croc. I
yeah,
mean, again, right? I mean, just doing it straight one-on-one.
right. Because could the lion's teeth penetrate the skin of a crocodile and hurt
So
him?
again, sort of like with the jaguar earlier, what the lion would do is they would like snap face to face. Again, I've kind of seen the dance, and then usually they just kind of one of them just kind of walks off. But what the lion would want to do is get around the alligator or croc, and again, sort of do that same thing where you would bite behind the neck. If he got him by the neck, it's done. Then the croc's done. But it's a matter of the lions they're really smart, and they
Right.
recognize crocs is like a serious danger again, and crocs see alligators and all set there, buddy. Yeah, it's kind of a stalemate, but yeah, I mean, I guess I hate to admit it, but if you're going one-on-one, yeah, I think 6 times out of 10, I think if a lion was messing with a gator or a croc, it would lose. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Just it's very interesting, you know. I gotta get on this porn of yours, you know. It's
You don't even know how
fascinating.
excited I am for this episode tonight. All this information. My wife is like, "What are you going to do with that?" And here we go. Finally, an outlet for me to share all this stupid stuff I know. So yeah, more or less, I believe we've come to the conclusion after debating this for a minute, Todd. Jetai and I, as much as I love lions, if it was head-to-head, one-on-one, lion versus gator.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had a little
I think so.
technical difficulty, so I was gone for a minute. But have you ever seen those faces of death videos where there's people like fishing and the
Yes.
gator just pulls the line and the guy goes flying into the water?
I
was
watched
gonna
real
say-
quick. I watched a sad video the other day of this antelope, big antelope, and he got pulled in by a gator and he fought with it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And his paw that the gator had him by was mangled. And he
Really?
perseverance at its finest. He rips his arm out. It's all mangled. He gets out. He's free. He shakes the water off. Attacked and eaten by a leopard instantly.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's so sad. What a bad day.
Yes, that is the worst day.
But you know what's funny about all these large animals that we're talking about? How come crocs can be on the edge of a golf course in the water and people will still like walk by them and golf? How come people aren't afraid of them like that?
They probably think they can outrun him.
Yeah, you should be afraid of those things. Because the thing is if it does bite you, and you're not like football guy, weightlifter strong, you're not going to be able to get that thing to not clamp down on you.
Yeah.
And eventually he's going to do his turn of death And if he's got your foot or your hand or your arm, he's going to tear it off of you.
Mm-hmm.
So why people are so lackadaisical around crocs and gators and caimans is beyond me, because if it bites you, it will literally tear something off of you before you're able to get away.
And how about Steve Irwin? All the crocs he was around, he ended up getting killed by a stingray.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, who would have thought? The other thing too is their glands, when their mouths are open, as soon as it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
So like the sweat, the salt glands of your sweat, the second it touches their mouth, it just boom.
It's like a mousetrap. It's like a mousetrap.
Yeah, a mousetrap that you can't get out of. Yeah,
right.
Bad news.
All right, so we get the croc moving on to the final four. Now we have the hippo versus the jaguar.
I think it's the hippo.
Joe, if you want to try to give up a fight for the jaguar, let me know, because otherwise I don't know if I could be convinced.
I just don't know if if you're talking about a full-grown jaguar male, full-grown hippo male, I don't know if I see a path. I mean, again, I don't even think, generally speaking, a jaguar would even mess with a hippo. He wouldn't even recognize that as something that he would even waste his time or efforts going to. If he got near the hippo could definitely do some damage. So yeah, I would say definitely one-on-one, head-to-head. It never happens, but if it did, it'd be the hippo.
Right. Yeah, all these matchups are like fight to the death. There isn't an option we can run away or anything. It's who would win if they had to battle. All right, so it's kind of funny because we had all these amazing matchups for round one, and these second round ones, like right now we have the elephant versus the honey badger.
Oh, the elephant. All he has to do is step on him.
There's nothing a honey badger can do. Joe's trying to find a way here.
I'll tell you what, again, see, the thing about the honey badger is the honey badger, I mean, unless the elephant stomped on it, but the problem is a honey badger, I just watched a honey badger earlier attacking a horse.
Yeah.
And the horse just kept stepping back because the honey badger kept nipping at its foot.
Right.
And it was in a constant state of retreat. I don't know that it would be any different for an elephant. And I can only imagine if the honey badger got his claws into the trunk. If you damage an elephant's trunk, you can disorient it.
Yeah.
At which point it would be much more vulnerable. And here's the thing about honey badgers. They are relentless. Like a bear, he will not stop until he eats his enemy. I think he would kill an elephant. I'm voting for the elephant. Todd, it's on you. You pop him through, baby.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I would love for the honey badger to win this whole thing. I just can't do it. I think the elephant. But the honey badger is like a pest. He reminds me of like when you're playing basketball, that annoying guy that's guarding you and he's right up to your face the entire time, like relentless. But I think when push comes to shove, Jed, I am with you. I got the elephant moving on here. So we got the last one here to get to the final four. We got the tiger versus the grizzly.
Tiger.
No way. I don't think there's any way. I think the grizzly would destroy him. What do you think, Joe?
I think that the tiger would definitely beat the bear. I think one-on-one. And I'll tell you why I think that. I see wolves going after bears. Now, again, normally they'll have to attack in packs, but I've seen one-on-one. I mean, they're ferocious. Again, when it comes to a tiger on a bear, the problem is a bear will retreat at times. Okay? Mm-hmm. Almost strategically, it will retreat to kind of get its footing. It'll turn back on you and come back at you. But if you turn your back to a tiger, you're dead, because that thing will pounce on you instantly. And once it gets they're worse than lions. I mean, once they sink their teeth into your neck, you're donezo.
Oh, so you think a tiger over a lion as well?
A tiger would beat a lion, yeah, and I hate tigers, so I hate to admit that,
Oh my
but a
gosh, I
tiger
love
would beat a
tigers.
lion. Tigers are bigger, stronger, and yeah, and again, it's a solitary animal, so they're much better hunters. Their success rate is higher. Leopards, and leopards and tigers have higher kill rate success than lions do.
So you got, I had the grizzly bear winning it all, I guess. So we get the tiger moving on. So now we get the final four. I don't know. Does anybody have a perfect bracket here?
Mine got busted a while ago. For
Yeah,
sure.
I know. Who was one of these ones was like Valpo. Remember Valpo with the Bryce through? Jedi, we're talking college basketball upsets.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I'm in my 40s and I still take those Thursdays and Fridays off.
Oh yeah, big time. Can't not go little March Madness.
Yeah, I know. All right, so we get the croc and the hippo. Is this one time the croc can go down? Will the hippo just be able to outmuscle him?
Oh, this is a good one.
This is a tough one because again, Jedi, if we're talking about full-size gator,
Right.
full-sized hippo,
Right.
I think, and again, I've seen these guys battle it out. Generally speaking, a big hippo against a baby gator or a smaller gator crocodile, they're good. But a big crocodile could definitely do some damage on a hippo. The
I think
thing
it would
is
be a good fight.
a hippo I just think would have a harder time like launching an attack in the water on a gator. I mean, that's where they're, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of where they're in their spot. Again, generally speaking, hippos will attack them while they're attacking something else. Because they're pissed they were disrupted. But I head to head, that would have to be a hell of a bite by the hippo. But again, hippos aren't as relentless as a gator. The gators don't stop biting you. They bite down until they can start tearing the meat off. A hippo will bite you once. It's hard and it hurts, but it won't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a less relentless attack. Eventually the lion's gonna. I mean the lion. See how much I'm in love. A croc or a gator will again. Eventually it'll tear something off of you before it goes away.
Yeah, I want to go with the hippo so bad here, but I know what you mean. Like, how does a hippo even really attack? I mean, I could picture a crocodile just going absolutely crazy.
Generally, hippos will drown things, and you're not going to drown a croc or a gator. So I mean, again, I don't see one. I don't see one biting a croc or gator enough to kill it. And since it can't drown it, that's his main attack is to drown things.
Jedi, where do you stand on this?
The croc.
All right, so I guess it doesn't matter. I only need to put up the fight for the hippo. I didn't see the croc getting to the finals.
They're vicious, and there's, you know what the other thing is? You ever look at one of those things? I mean, they just look like, dude, they're like sharks, where they just like that dead eye, like that. All that thing is thinking about is it heard something going into the water and it wants to eat it.
Yeah, right.
It's a killing machine.
Yeah, and you think of like an elephant, it's just like a dopey thing walking around. It's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we get the croc moving on to the finals. And now, is he going to go against the elephant or the tiger? You know what's funny? Me and Jedi were going to battle this out. We didn't know we had an expert on our hands, so we're kind of sitting back.
I was saying, when you were suffering your technical difficulties, I said to Jedi, I'm like, I all of this info I have in my head, it's been so useless to have. My wife was like, what are you ever going to do with that stuff? And I'm been waiting for this, I guess.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So I heard about an elephant can knock a lion like 10 feet in the air by his trunk. if he gets mad. And
Yeah.
actually, Joe, we didn't play the elephant video, did we?
Oh no, we didn't, did
When
we?
he-
Yeah, let's pop that back.
Basically lifts up and throws a car like nothing. And by the way, that's so mean, the circus elephants.
Yeah, a funny, not funny, but traumatic story. In Hawaii, the circus came to town
Yeah.
and they brought their elephants. And I don't know if you heard this story, but it was like years back. The elephant escaped and just said, screw this, I'm done working for you guys. And just left and went on a rampage in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah. so
I
I
know.
mean, it's sad.
I went to a circus about a year ago and they had the elephants, and I was just thinking, am I the only one sitting here that realized that this isn't right? This shouldn't be happening. The Big Apple Circus. You been to that, Joe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of events, I'm like, New Year's Day, I've always wanted to go to the Globetrotters with my daughter. I'm going to get some Globetrotter tickets. You ever been there?
Oh no.
Oh, my- I love the Globetrotters.
Yeah. So the last time I went was before my kids were born. I want to take my daughter. I think it'd be a blast.
Oh, for sure.
So all right, so we got the elephant and the tiger. Now, how is the tiger going to take the elephant down, Joe? Because I have a feeling you're going to argue for this.
I am going to do that, and I'll tell you why. There is a pride of lions in the Maasai Mara, and their favorite thing in the world to eat is elephants. They it's a pride of about 30 elephants and of about 30 lions, and they've been following this herd of elephants. There's about 150 elephants in the herd, and they're one of the few lion prides that they literally follow these elephants everywhere, and they slowly just pick one off, and they'll eat that lion for about 2 weeks. The whole entire pride. Yeah, they'll eat. So I would say a tiger is capable of killing and eating an elephant.
But you're saying one-on-one, though.
Yes. That's the only way tigers hunt is one-on-one.
One-on-one, they're solitary animals, right?
But we're talking we're talking also the biggest tiger too, and the biggest elephant. How could it get to it? You think it would get to its
it would
death match. So I've seen, again, they take down giraffes, and what they'll do is they'll launch up onto the back. Dude, their claws are stunning on these big cats. And I don't know if you guys know this, but lions and tigers actually have the ability, they can draw their claws in and just walk on their pads when they want. They very consciously pull these things out. I've heard one, it was on the back of a giraffe, and as it slid off, you could hear the like tearing of the skin from the claws. So yes, I would tell you again, I think he would bite down on the face. The trunk would get involved. If the tiger bit into that trunk, he could pull that thing eventually to the ground. Where again, you start to disorient it, and then once you get him to the ground, dude, the elephant can't get up, and now the tiger's the tiger could even go start on the back legs or the hide, and just start eating it alive, which is kind of what they do with buffalo and some of the bigger prey.
The one thing I learned when I was researching it, every single one of these animals on this list is vulnerable to any type of pack. I mean, you have a pack of wolves, it can get any of these animals. It doesn't matter.
I've seen packs of wolves eat grizzly bears.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And they,
if you have a pack of 15 wolves, they will destroy a grizzly bear or a polar bear.
I've seen videos, Jetai, of like dingoes and hyenas, and they're like, this lion has zero chance against like these hyenas, and you would never think that. The lion
the crazy thing is I watched 30 hyenas attacking a male lion who was off on his own. And they were nipping at it, and he would bite one down and start tearing at it, and then the other ones nip him.
Yeah.
His brother showed up about 10 minutes into him getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And as soon as that other lion came running in, the hyenas laughing they ran off.
Yeah, I saw that exact video.
One lion, they're down for. You bring a second lion in, they're like, nah, we're out.
It's over.
Yeah,
I hate hyenas.
I think the trunk definitely has a lot to do with how the elephant could go down, because I watched some videos saying how if they get the trunk, the elephant will eventually die from one way or another. You know what I mean? Can't breathe, bleed to death.
Yep.
I still have to go with the elephant though, Jedi.
Oh, really? Yeah. Can't tigers climb trees? Yeah, they can, right? So they could
Yeah.
pounce on an elephant.
Again, I would think his course of attack would be to come out of a tree, drop down on the elephant, and again go for the neck. I will say this, Todd, in your defense, I mean, lions are excellent at fighting off. They generally lions won't really mess with elephants on a day-to-day basis. Elephants don't want lions around the water hole when they're there. And so they'll chase the lions off, which is amazing, because all the other animals, as soon as the lions run off, the baboons and the antelope and the zebra, everybody head over to the water to start drinking.
Yeah,
and so the elephants, they kind of run things, and they're very smart. I mean, they're just a really smart animal. Again, like I said, I saw one pick up a tree limb and throw it with its trunk at a rhinoceros who wouldn't move.
And the thing about elephants, we think of them as these nice animals, but I've seen a bunch of videos when they get pissed off and you don't want to be in their way.
If the elephant could get the tiger pinned down or cornered, it could easily stomp it to death.
Right.
In 30 seconds, they would stomp it to death. Yeah.
All right, so Jedi, who's moving on to the finals? It's on you.
The tiger.
That's the right call, Jedi. That's the right call. I hate tigers, but that is the right call there.
Yeah,
Oh
the tiger.
A fight to the death, the tiger.
I have one more fight that I wanted to discuss. Joe, you're probably familiar with it. What did you think of the Nunez and Pena fight?
Oh my God. You rarely see a lioness lose, but oh my goodness gracious. I think the greatest upset since Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas.
Wow.
It was that monumental. And you know, kudos to Pena, because Juliana Pena said she said she was going to do exactly what she went out and did.
Right, exactly. Did you watch it, Todd?
No, I don't watch MMA.
Fight? Oh,
you're missing out, bro.
Yeah,
that is a lioness, dude. Amanda Nunes is maybe, I think one of the top 5 best fighters in the planet, male or female. And for her to lose, man,
and for her to tap out, I was surprised. Surprised.
I was watching a clip on YouTube from SportsCenter when they announced, like, it wasn't a decision, she tapped out. It was like the crowd right when she tapped out. I can't get over how big this sport is. People were like going crazy. People were going crazy.
I love MMA.
I can't watch someone getting knocked out.
My wife says the same stuff. She's like, I just can't watch that stuff. The blood, the gut. I'm not interested. She's not into that. But Todd also said he isn't into animal kills, so that makes sense that he's a peaceful man.
Right.
We're at the finals here. The Croc versus the Tiger.
I say the tiger. Tiger is my favorite.
I mean, listen, if a Jaguar can do this to a Cayman Croc, I would definitely say a tiger could beat an alligator.
He doesn't know it's coming, though. This is like they're going to be face to face.
Fair. I mean, listen, if you're putting boxing gloves on them and you're making them square off, right? I mean, if they're in a cage together, that would certainly be something. I don't know. I just there's something about tigers. I've seen again both leopards and tigers when gators go to snatch them out of the water. The way that they can jump backwards is stunning. Like from a dead stand, they're just like ba-doop, and now they're over here. I don't even know how they do it. Their cat-like reflexes from a gator attack are really impressive. I don't often see gators snatching them up because of how quick they are, and because, you know, again, their choices for dinner are usually fat and slow.
Right. Okay. So you guys are both with Tiger, so it doesn't matter if I pick the Croc. So the Tiger wins it. No, but seriously though, this is just the way the cards fell. Now, if the bracket didn't go this way, is there anyone on this list, Joe, that you think could beat the Tiger? Or do you think the Tiger, if you list them all, you would have picked him anyways?
Yeah, I mean, I think straight up legit. Again, I love my lines are my favorite, and I've watched enough videos where they talk about the size differential that a tiger one-on-one, and I've seen them battle at zoos. The tigers always get the upper hand. So yeah, I mean, again, I think Grizzly Tiger would be a hell of a battle, Todd, but I just think tigers, man, they don't generally lose. As great as the grizzly is, I think that he would always make that fatal mistake of he would turn for a retreat. Again, they'll run a little bit and they stop and turn back and then come back at you. But you do that against the tiger, your third step before you even turn back to look, he's got you.
We got to set some of these matchups up.
I don't know how we're doing it, but I would love to watch those. I would watch all those videos, dude. Just send it to me. I'll edit those together for you.
The Anaconda versus the Hippo. But that video is fascinating with the Jaguar.
Yeah, I've seen that one a bunch of times before. When you sent that, I was like, I like where we're going with this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the show is, but if it's going to be more of these videos, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think that about does it. We get Christmas next week. Maybe we'll look at that. What is it? Krampus?
Krampus.
All right, Jedi, let's do some research on that and see if it's something we're interested in.
Sounds
horrifying,
like
isn't it?
Yeah. Very bizarre.
But yeah, I've had a long week delivering packages. So check us out on social media to Conspiracy to Beyond. We at Clovercrest Media. How are all those podcasts going, Joe?
Unbelievable. It has been a banner year. We've done combined on our 45 podcasts 1.5 million downloads.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yeah, if anyone wants to start a podcast, definitely reach out to Joe at Clovercrest Media. We're having a lot of fun with this. Episode 25, Jedi.
Oh, yay.
Congratulations to you guys too on episode 25, and also the YouTube channel is definitely taken off. You guys have had a couple of nice big viral videos so far. So yeah.
Let's
have at it. I love it.
So exciting. Thank you so much for listening to us.
So Jedi, it was probably just about a year ago where I placed that ad on Reddit or something looking for a podcast host.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
Yep. Time flies by fast.
Yeah, I know. So you get an outro for us, Jedi?
Yeah, I do. All marks, the N is here. Hope you enjoyed our pound for pound in our Animal Kingdom fight. Congrats to Juliana Pena for a UFC win. Thanks for listening again to Conspiracies and Beyond. Adios.